Congratulations, you have a heart. It pumps blood, it keeps you alive, it's kind of important, and it takes all of the glory. But did you know that your calves are secretly working as a second heart? Every time that you walk, your calves are doing their darndest to get that blood back to your heart and prevent pressure from overloading in your venous system in your legs. And the wild part is they can drop the pressure in your venous system by 80% with every step. That's a lot of percent. Stick around for this diagram because it's going to help make everything make sense. You will be all knowing. I'm just kidding, that's blasphemy. But you'll understand this, and it's really cool. I know this because I received a mechanical engineering degree in undergrad and then went to medical school and studied the human body out the wazoo and really enjoyed it, and especially enjoyed the cardiovascular system, which is what we're talking about today. By the end of this video, you should be able to understand what's going on with your calves and with your venous system. What are valves? What are calculations? And it's gonna be a vibe. So let's dive in. Section 1, set the scene. You're standing still, just chilling. Inside of your legs, gravity is pulling on every single drop of blood in your veins, and your poor veins at the bottom of your feet are saying, "It's so much pressure, I can't take it anymore." They're basically carrying the whole load. I can feel the pressure building up as I speak, and I'm not exaggerating. I've also done this take 20 times, and that is an exaggeration. But still, what's going on here? Well, Pascal's principle. A change in pressure in an enclosed fluid is transmitted undiminished to all portions of the fluid and the walls of its container. What does this mean? Fluid, pressure in a closed system, like your veins, that pressure transmits to the walls of that system equally. So that's how engineers use hydraulics to their advantage. You apply a pressure on a small area, then it'll transmit a large force to the large area. Basically a really cool way to use levers, but over long distances because you can have curves and all that jazz. And Pascal's principle implies that the total pressure in a system is equal to the sum of pressures from different sources, which is fairly intuitive. Applying this to our system of veins and arteries, if I draw our system of pressures, wow, that took me an embarrassingly long time to draw. Okay. Total pressure, PT, pressure 1, pressure 2, etc. But really, we're just gonna deal with pressure 1 and pressure 2, hydrostatic pressure, and then piston pressure, your heart pumping. This is your heart. Big arteries, arterioles, even though they're much smaller than this, capillary bed, and then venules, vein, heart. Same thing going up here towards your head. This is the middle of your heart, your chest. And we'll get into this, all right? This is interesting. So, if you have hydrostatic pressure, do y'all know how to calculate it? Yay! If you don't know how to calculate it, you're gonna learn today and you're gonna be able to teach your friends and family. It's rho GH. Rho being the density that you're working with. G, gravity, obviously. H is the height that you're working with. Gravity, we all love 9.81 meters per second squared. Density, I just had to look that up, what the density of blood is. And then height, let's go with my height. So let's measure to my heart. So we're doing this calculation based on the heart, and I'd say it's about 55. All right, 55 inches is about 140 centimeters. Aha. For an artery in my foot, you could expect a pressure of 209 millimeters of mercury. That's just the standard pressure measurement for blood pressure. Whenever you go to the doctor and you see two numbers like 120/80, that's in millimeters of mercury. Hg is mercury. Oh, and this is with the assumption that the pressure in my aorta that's pumped out is about 100 millimeters of mercury. Rough estimate. For veins, we don't need to worry about this pressure right here. When you're standing still, all we need to worry about is the hydrostatic pressure. And now I'm wishing that I didn't erase all of this because there's not a piston whenever you're standing still. So we just have our hydrostatic pressure. Same calculation that we just did that I unfortunately just erased. Let me do that really fast for you. Here you go. 55 inches from my heart to my capillaries in my feet. Calculate that out to get 109 millimeters of mercury. So that will be in my veins because my arteries was about 209 millimeters of mercury. So this is what it looks like in my veins whenever I'm standing still, not walking. This hydrostatic pressure is just pushing and pushing and pushing. And that's where you start to swell if you're just standing all day. But whenever you walk, this number changes drastically. Why that works? I don't know if you're ready for this genius design. So what is this? Veins, muscles, valves, all right? This right here, can you see it? This is what's going on whenever your muscles are not contracting and you have openings in these valves and you have a little bit of fluid that's going up, little bit of fluid, but then you have these muscles contracting. This valve closes shut. Valves do not let fluid go back unless you have venous insufficiency, and that's a problem. But we're talking about normal physiology here, okay? But we get a really nice boost of fluid going that way, and we love that. What this whole system does is it drastically decreases the pressure in your feet. Now let's talk about why. This is a good example. Y'all know these. Consider this your vein and your valve. If you're standing up straight, you're not walking, your muscles, my hands right now, are just not squeezing. There's nothing really going back very well to your heart. But if you're walking, you're getting that squeezing. But then instead of on this, it's sucking back in through that valve, but that doesn't happen in your veins, or it shouldn't happen in your veins. It should suck back in through the bottom valve. So just imagine a stack of these, just boom, 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 all down your veins in your leg. All right, let's learn with Jeffrey. And this is the cool part. This is the buildup. Gotta get my protein. Oh, really bad. We have two venous pressures for Jeffrey. Standing Jeffrey pressures and walking Jeffrey pressures. Let's talk about standing first. Jeffrey is just, oh man, that's walking. That's really funny. Jeffrey is just standing here. Oh, do I have anything in my teeth? Okay. I was eating some broccoli. My wonderful wife made me dinner. Eat your broccoli. Gosh. All right, lock in. Let's go. Jeffrey is just standing here. Relative to the heart, we actually have negative pressure in the head. There's not really any valves up here besides like right where your jugular vein returns to your subclavian vein to go back to your heart. And that's just to make sure that there's no issues if there's increased intrathoracic pressure so that it doesn't go back to your head. But other than that, there's no valves in your veins up here because there's no need for valves up here. Then, as we see going down, Jeffrey is standing. And if you do calculations based on what we were doing earlier, that rho GH calculation, you could calculate the pressure at each spot in his veins as he's standing, going all the way down to his feet. And if it were me and not Jeffrey standing here, it'd be at 109 millimeters of mercury, okay? But he is about 100 millimeters of mercury. Here's the cool thing. We need to see when Jeffrey's walking. Check it. Oh man, the lines are off. What's going on? Each of these spots are valves. So you do the same calculation, but then you hit a valve. These are individual columns where you're doing these calculations. So when his muscles are compressing and they're pushing that fluid back to the heart, you're able to actually operate with these individual columns here, and pressures never get up to 100 millimeters of mercury. And there's a textbook that I had referenced whenever I was making this from Copen and Stanton that was saying on average, venous pressures are about 20 to 25 millimeters of mercury. 80% difference. Incredible. So now you know the engineering of walking and why it's so sick. And it keeps you from getting sick. This means that every step that you take is turning on a hidden heart in your calves. It's pressing that back up to your heart. Also, the fact that you have more valves in your legs than anywhere else in your body just shows what an incredible design your body has. So now you know, if people ever are wondering, like, does walking make you swell more, or does standing up still for a long time make you swell more? You have the answer. Most definitely standing. And you can explain it very well. Now we're talking about transfer of flow in the legs, but how does this transfer to your life? But honestly, the most important thing is very simple. If it's safe for you, move more and sit less. Conviction, even for myself. And if you're sitting down, do some pumps. Pump your calves. Just do this. And this, I mean, shoot, I'm feeling the blood flow right now. Isn't this awesome? Can you tell? Just kidding. Your body will thank you. The benefits are insane, and the risks are also insane if you're just sedentary your entire life. Like literally just look it up. I mean, risk for colon cancer, diabetes, lung cancer, heart disease, and even early death. Meanwhile, if you're being more active and going on easy peasy walks and just being intentional about this, then the benefits are out the wazoo, and it's so worth it. If exercise were a medication, everybody would want to be on it. So get out there and get after it. Hoorah. Yeah. The American Heart Association, pretty big time association if I say so myself, recommends 150 minutes of moderate activity every single week. So you can split that up into 5 days, 30 minutes, 5 days, 150 minutes. And moderate activity can be gauged by how you respond. So if you're able to talk while you're doing the activity and have complete sentences and full conversations, then that's moderate activity. So you could go for a nice brisk walk or do some gardening, play some doubles tennis, not singles, do a little dancing, but that depends on the person, because if I was on the dance floor, it would be a very vigorous exercise. And then even better for you would be 300 minutes of exercise per week, but 150 minimum. But if you want benefits to the max and you don't have any restrictions, work on moderate and vigorous exercises and add in some of that resistance training and your body will thank you. You will be peak. And talk with your doctor if you have any concerns. You're cool. Your calves are cool. Peace. Oh, let's mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you hear me? Am I coming through? Mic check. Boom, 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 boom.